And we are live for another episode of the Kingdom. We're on time again, boys. Congratulations. We've been on a hot streak here lately, and we had no tech issues tonight for possibly the first time in 2023. We're glad to have you here tonight. Hey? Yeah, so I didn't mean to jinx it. We're glad to have you here tonight. We're preparing for the 2023. I can't believe it's 2023. The 2023 golf season. We got lots to talk about. This is going to be pretty much a 100% golf show tonight. So pour yourself a beer, maybe two. We don't know how long it's going to go, but we're glad you could be here tonight. So without further ado, we'll see you back here in 30 seconds.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Kingdom. As usual, my name is Drums, and as always, I'm joined by the brothers behind King Golf, Regan and Jordan Headley. We always do it, so let's do it again. Send it up north to our boy Reg, see what's going on up there. How's it going, big guy?
Hello there. It's going good.
Is it?
As mentioned pre-show to you, I'm battling pretty good after another Dolphin Rec tourney. Turning 31 this Friday, and the years are starting to catch up with me. So it's, I guess you could consider this a birthday show. It'll be released on the birthday, but yeah, things are tough around here. Weather's nice though. The weather's nice.
Why does your older brother look in better shape from the weekend than you?
Because he stayed home Friday.
Oh, pussy play. You had your first coaching gig yesterday. How'd that go?
It's good. I was as mentioned, anxious / nervous / didn't really know what to feel for about I found out I was coaching like 2 months ago, and I've thought about that first practice like every single day since. So when I got home yesterday from the rink, it was just like the best feeling ever. Like I had the best sleep ever last night.
Absolutely.
Just that it was finally over. It was awesome though. I could see why people get hooked on coaching. Like as soon as I got out on the ice and you run through the first drill, like it's just such a, I don't know. It was good. I really enjoyed it.
So have you taken like the coaching courses and stuff?
I took one. I had everything because I coached Pee Wee 3 years ago, just assistant coach.
Right.
And then you don't actually need anything for this one though, but I might start taking more levels as I go here just because I really did enjoy it yesterday. So, and I mean, I probably got, if we're being honest with ourselves, about 20 years left coaching in me here. By the time we start putting some on the ground and coaching them, got lots of years ahead of me.
Beauty. Jor, you look refreshed from the weekend. How was your weekend? A little different than Reggie's?
Top of the evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Was it different than Reggie's? I don't know. It depends what you'd define as different. I was at the same rec tournament. Well, Rigo went out Friday. I don't remember the last time I went to Dolphin and Reggie wasn't hungover from another event. So I'm used to coming in nice and fresh. He takes a slightly different approach than I do on that kind of stuff. So I feel good.
Head first.
Yeah, he goes head first. I do test the water a little bit.
They always say you can't please everybody, but I always got to try to please everybody and hang out with everyone, and then I pay the price.
That's true. I actually did wake up yesterday or today with a sore throat. So I think that there was something going around the dressing room there, but I've been taking my chaga, I've been taking my vitamins, and it seems like it's kind of starting to go away a little bit, or it's not getting worse. I shouldn't say it's going away, but it's not getting worse. So, I mean, the best thing to be doing when you have a sore throat is drinking a beer in Clamato. It actually is, it's spicy and it feels kind of nice on the throat, but it was a good weekend. And talking for an hour for sure. It's the perfect combination. But in terms of the weekend, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was nice to be out skating again. It was the first tournament I played in a while that I've actually been skating more often. Who the hell's working right now? Sorry. So it felt pretty good. We got 5 wins, 5-0 on the weekend, and took home another Dauphin Dinos hockey championship and had nothing to show for it. We even had to take our own championship photo at the end of it. So
For the 3rd year in a row.
So 3 years in a row, 0 defeats.
Yeah, and also the Minot tournament we went to right before COVID. We also went undefeated there. So our team's never lost. We got a pretty good team though. It helps having some big boys on the back end. We got some firepower up front, and really, I told a few people this on the weekend. It's just like 10 or 12 guys who really get along together, and so it just makes the whole experience a lot more enjoyable. And anytime you're playing a team event like that, it always helps when people are familiar with each other and actually like each other. So good hockey players for sure, but just our group of buddies who happen to be good at hockey.
I would say one hell of a GM.
That makes a big difference too.
I brought a few players in over the years, and nobody ever clashes with anybody. So it's you gotta know who you're bringing.
Well, the majority of your team all played senior together too, I imagine, right? So
this year, yeah, it was a heavy Comet presence this year.
Yeah, it was
good.
Reggie, I want to follow up with your hockey thing there, and it's a quote. It says by Tom Petty, but I don't think this is from Tom Petty. But he said, "Most things I worry about never happen anyways." I was looking for a different kind of quote. I think it was from
the definition of anxiety.
Exactly. The majority of things that people worry about never actually come to light. It's all just up in their head, and they waste so much time and energy thinking about it when no reason for it. It's easier said than done, but that's the reality of it. And of course, you'd be a good coach. You love hockey. You love being around kids, not in a weird way, but
you like them kids.
A pretty kid-friendly guy, and so yeah, good to see.
It's actually crazy though. Like I was telling East last night when I got home, like like I had so many things coming up in the next like 2 to 3 weeks that I should have been thinking about the whole time, but there was just like that roadblock of just thinking about that practice for like, like I never slept for like 3 nights just thinking about coaching kids. Like who gives a shit? But that's your mind does crazy things to you.
And if you're in like a hungover state, like from the weekend, that just amplifies it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I probably didn't do myself any favors.
So we got a 100% golf show tonight, which is a pretty rare thing around here. We're talking about what Cockerill's doing. We're talking about a project online that's purchasing a Scottish Links golf course. Oh, Drums is pouring the wine. Wow, that's a soundbite.
You gotta head up. You gotta head up to Drums and Brandon. We never asked him what's going on.
I know. But I'll get there, Reggie. Just wait. We got. We're talking about it's just some good reminders, I think, for the golf course in terms of etiquette. Just some things that most people know, but lots of people don't know. So we're gonna go over a few things, some do's and don'ts, I guess you'd say. And I got a special little treat at the end from our buddy named Rubes. So without further ado, and we're actually drawing for some free Bitcoin tonight, a little bit. But in the meantime, Drums.
Yo.
How's Lucas sick and you've been home? Fill us in with your life in the last week.
Yeah, he was hacking and whacking, coughing, could barely breathe last night. So Dad stayed home, played Dad, and perfectly fine for the majority of the day. So we'll see how tomorrow goes, or even tonight. But on the verge of a sick kid, or he is just powering through it. We'll see. We went to Winnipeg this weekend. Saw our boy Rob. Had a few good meals, some drinks. We went to the comedy show. Hit up the malls, did that thing. Hit up Golf Town. Spent some money.
Did you?
Had a weekend. It was good.
What'd you pick up from GT?
I grabbed some new kicks. Had to go back to spikes.
No. Really?
Yeah. Just the spikeless just don't do it for me. I must have like Scotty Scheffler feet when I get going, and I'm all over the place. So had to find some with the spikes, and then just got a couple shirts. So nothing too major. I was eyeing up a bag, and then when I got there, we were supposed to go Saturday, but shit got flipped around, so we didn't get there till Sunday. So I missed the sale on Ping. So I was like, shit. But
Those ping
always
bags are pimp.
they're sick. They've always been sick, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be next
I bought
time.
one last year, that white one, white, red, and blue.
Yep.
And I don't know. I got down to Arizona. I don't know if somebody snapped it when, like, on the plane or no, because it was like that before. I left it up on the shelf, like, and then I went to put my clubs in it, and like the rod on the inside was like broken, not broken, but just out of place. So like it holds the whole top, like it's like the top arch of the bag. So if I put it in the stand, it just completely buckles in now. Like I've had nothing but absolute shit luck with bags for like 7 years. I've gone through like 5 golf bags in 7 years, like brand new golf bags. It makes no sense at all.
It does make no sense.
Those Titleist ones were just like folding like cheap tents. I lost like every zip run one like 3 years in a row. So finally got
that
a
like
Ping.
gray one you had?
I had like black and blue ones. They replaced 2 of them, and they all just kept wrecking. So I was like, I'm not going to get another one. Like, it's a joke already.
It does seem like they're making things a little bit cheaper nowadays, for sure. I remember
But
the
they're
old
more expensive to buy.
Yeah. Welcome to 2023, folks. The old Ping, who are they? Hoovers?
Yeah,
Hoofers.
Hoover's a vacuum. Hoofers. Yeah, like you're hoofing around. That's right. Carry bags. Those were high end. Actually, the funny thing about that is one of my biggest regrets, and I might have said this on the podcast before. I'm sure I did. But I used to have this old Ping Hofer bag, like one of the OG ones from when I was like 18, 19, maybe even earlier than that. And I was dating a girl in Dauphin, and I was just being a good guy. I just let her use she needed a bag. She needed some clubs. So I gave her my hoofer, broke up with her, never saw the bag in.
Wasn't it like maroon?
It was maroon. Yeah.
That was a sick bag, man.
It was a
Remember
really sick bag.
how cool the straps are?
Mm-hmm.
Like when they first kind of came out, how
Like the
different they were.
felt or whatever.
And they were so comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like super padded.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't really have like a holster, like a main part to it. It was basically just like 2 straps, and you almost had to just figure it out yourself. Like it was almost like getting an IKEA package and trying to assemble it yourself. But the new ones now, they have like a harness on it and then the straps on top of that. But that bag just had like 2 straps, and it was honestly
kind of like crisscross them, right?
Yeah, it was like a mind fuck trying to put it on if you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah, I love those bags though.
Those Titleist ones I had, there was like they had basically like a junction box for the straps, and there was like a lot of different ways you could put them. It was actually kind of sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember.
It was really tough to figure out what to use.
Barrett said that Cobra has nice bags. Have you guys seen Cobra bags before? Probably like the pro bags. I don't know that I've ever seen the carry bags.
I was trying to find a Cobra one for the longest time when I had all Cobra stuff, but
yeah, you love Cobra. Big Cobra guy.
Speaking of equipment, your boy switching her up.
He's putted pretty good today too.
Who, Roy?
Yeah.
What do you do?
So what is he using for irons now? Or was it just the putter he switched?
Just the putter. Yeah. And did you see that video? He made he had a round with 19 putts at Augusta the other day.
Just nuts. How about fucking Cam Young today?
I didn't see that.
Front 9, all 3s.
No.
Ooh, wow.
27.
Who did he play?
He was 5 up after 9. The other guy was -3.
Who was he playing?
I can't remember. Some kind of
Cam Young's a
guy.
stud, eh?
But I think he won 2 and 3, or sorry, 3 and 2, something like that.
Smiley was talking about that actually during the round today about how it seems like there's or no, maybe it was Chambly. I don't know who it was, but they were talking about how like in match play, and it's true at the Tamarack too. Like there's way crazier rounds that happen during match play because you focus on one hole at a time.
And you're more loose too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
you play a lot more loose than keeping your score and knowing that if you hit it in the bush, you're gonna have to hit it again and then again and then again. It's not a great feeling. Reggie, tell us about what's happening with what he laughing at.
And again, and again, and again. It's not a great feeling.
That's hole 14 at Clear Lake for me. I've done that a couple times.
That's 13 for me.
Right, left. Yeah. But live and learn, right? What's AC doing? He's in South Africa? Johannesburg?
He's in Johannesburg, yeah. Stephen City, Johannesburg. And
scary spot, South Africa.
This is the Asian tour, though, isn't it? This is not DP.
Is it?
I thought I saw
Sunshine
that on his
Tour.
Sunshine Tour.
What's that?
No idea.
Huh.
Good thing we got a golf podcast.
Someone on the chat will know. Or Rob. Or Trev.
Anyways, he tees off tomorrow at 8:10 local time. So he's off at 1 in the morning today. And then 6:10 a.m. on Friday.
6 a.m. Well, that seems a lot more doable.
Yeah, I'll be tracking that one heavy on my. Maybe he'll put together like a 61 for my birthday or something.
Nice. Should we get banged up tonight for your birthday?
Oh.
I think I might just wait till Friday. Could do tonight. I got a fridge full of Coronas there.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Did you watch any of AC's action last week? Sounded like he had a tough start, and then I bet around, was it a 66 or something on Friday?
Yeah, 77-66 to get in.
Well, that's good, though. I mean, do you know how his weekend went? I was at the rink. I've
kind of just average. I think he finished. So he was 1 under after the first 2 rounds, and I think he finished even.
Yeah, I think he was even +1.
Yeah, maybe +1. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So we made a bit of cash at least, though.
Yeah. Made the cut, made some cash. That's what you want.
There we go.
Course looks pretty cool that he's at this week. Like, did you guys see that the picture? Yeah, you saw it here, George. Let's see.
Yeah, she's nice.
I love that he's doing that now. Like we said last week, he's kind of promoting his tee times for the folks that want to follow.
It just seemed like really hard to find the information and then try to figure out what time it is here. And yeah, I mean, when there's that much friction, people just usually don't do it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas especially when they have the weirdest app in the world for DP.
Yeah, it'd be good to see.
You can say that. It just takes forever to actually load.
Oh my God, the worst. And they don't shot track anymore. I thought they were doing that for a while.
Yeah, they were. 100% they were.
Like, I don't know what's happening lately.
Cutting expenses, maybe. I don't know.
Reggie turned 31, eh? I'm sorry, I was just having a drink for you there. Should we is Easton home? We should get her and Hank to maybe give you the 31 birthday bumps.
I'm trying to figure out what the Sunshine Tour is. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm trying to read it here. It says
we're just hanging out.
Men's professional golf tour based in Southern and East Africa.
Oh, is this the one that VJ's kicked out of?
VJ's a legend, man. That guy's actually a good Twitter follow.
Is he?
Yeah, I used to not like him very much. Probably because he was up. I don't think him and Tiger got along, did they?
No. I don't think many people get along with VJ.
Yeah.
And Tiger also.
VJ's kid's also pretty good. What's his name? He's got a weird name.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
Cass?
Yeah.
Cass.
Good call, Reggie. Knew you'd have it. Okay, let's get that's what I was gonna talk about. We shared it on the Kingdom a couple platforms last week, but we got news that there's an online golf community that purchased their own Scottish Links golf course. And so that fired up the 88 Sats crew. And apparently it's a online golf community called LinksDAO. And so they issued all these NFTs. I think that there was a much higher price than 88 Sats, and I think that there's a lot more of them. Obviously, if they're able to buy it now, they would have had to buy a lot. And I don't exactly know the ins and outs of it. I wanted to take a deep dive into it, but I just never had the time today. So It's pretty cool though. It's cool to see that there's stuff happening like that, and it gives a little bit of hope in terms of that it can happen if you grow up big enough and you do things properly. The golf course was $900,000, which I thought was a pretty good price to be paying for a Scottish Links golf course. No,
Depends what it looks like, I guess. But
yeah,
Judge
maybe
it.
it's
I
just
mean,
an absolute dump. It's like on and all at Clear Lake.
yeah, it's Lakewood Hills.
Yeah, I would still buy that course for $1 million no matter what.
Jimmy Dudman's the head pro.
would you, Drum?
If I ever win the lottery, I'm buying that golf course.
You could turn it into a sick course.
For sure.
And it's in a perfect location there.
Amazing. Like, that guy could be swimming in money.
I think he is.
Well, that might be the problem.
No, Reggie?
I don't know. I'm not
know either
commenting further. Live on the airways.
What's his name? Dudman?
Jimmy Dudman.
Yeah. He's a wild man. Bought a 2.6 of whiskey off him that still had an old sticker tag on it. That's how old it was.
It was like $16.
I've had some wild times at that course. I was like 13 or 14, and our whole family was out, and I had to drive home because I was the only soberish-ist one. Didn't have my license. Had to cart everybody home. We flipped the cart. We took the cooler off the beer cart and just gave her a couple hunch. Like, it was just mayhem.
We need to open that place back up. Maybe that's where we'll buy.
That's what
it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Anything, there's nothing off limits right now. So I got this pulled up here. I'll give a bit of information here. So the LinksDAO to bid on Scottish golf course following a vote. So similar to the 88 Sats, it seems like they do a vote. It says the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, which is what DAO stands for. So they're called LinksDAO, DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Organization, will make an offer on the 18 hole. This is from February 22nd, though. I think it was accepted, right?
Yeah.
So worth about $900,000. It says LinksDAO is moving forward with plans to buy a golf course in Scotland following a landslide community vote in favor of the purchase that closed early Wednesday. Nearly 90% of the 900 respondents voted in favor of submitting an offer to purchase Spey Bay Golf Club in Scotland. Roughly 8% voted against it, and 3% didn't vote. The 18-hole property, located about 3.5 hours outside of Scotland's capital of Edinburgh, had an estimated market value of 750,000 euros. So that's obviously what they paid, $900,000. It says funds for the purchase will come from the $10.5 million in revenue that the DAO collected from its NFT project that sold out early last year.
Dang.
There's hope, baby.
Got some operating capital too, right?
Yeah, it sounds like they're doing things a little bit different than us. They have their NFTs that they sold instead of like just our shares that we sell. They would have actually had an NFT attached to that, and they would have probably had bidders on it. And I don't know what the floor price is on it here, but I might keep looking. But nonetheless, it's pretty cool. The fact that there's other people out there doing the same kind of thing and in the same sense. 10.5 million.
I think Edinburgh is like a really hot spot. Like in the summers, they have like a huge festival, like music festival there. Like I think it's like 2 weeks long or something like that.
Nice to go there.
It says a primary goal of LinksDAO from the outset has been to purchase an extremely high quality golf course for our members to call their own, shaping the club and the culture with the direction of the DAO, and creating a future of a golf and leisure club in the process. The NFT holders have access to several golf courses in the US as part of their membership, but the Spey Bay Golf Club could be the first property that they purchased through its governance voting process. Oh, they have 5,300 members.
Holy shit.
And the floor price was $500. So, I mean, they raised a lot more money, but they have way more people there, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So compare 5,300 to 88 people. And ours is about $300 right now. It's gone up from $200 to $300 just based on what Bitcoin's been up to lately. And Steph Curry's an early investor as well.
Oh, gotta get his FTX money back.
Was he involved in that?
Oh yeah.
Steph.
That's pretty cool though. Pretty cool stuff.
Mhm.
A bit of an update on 88 Sats. Things are going well. We had our second meeting a couple weeks ago. We're going to stop announcing how many spots are left because I feel like people are dragging their feet too much right now. And so we're just going to kind of create some uncertainty, I guess, for people, because I will say with certainty that there's more people who are interested in just kind of dragging their feet through the process. There's more of those people than there are spots remaining. So we kind of need to give them a little push. And I think that by telling them how many spots are left is just kind of helping them delay it a little bit further. So good stuff going on. I had some meat from our first partner in the meat initiative last night for supper. I had some pasta with some ground beef on it, and then I put it on the Spence pizza tonight. So good things happening in the 88 SAS project.
Is that your Wednesday routine?
Get a pizza and see what kind of weird shit I can put on it.
Just
Yeah.
Spence Pros every Wednesday.
Spence Bros every Wednesday.
Yeah, last week I added some bacon on top of it.
Bacon, full pieces of bacon.
Drums called me a serial killer, and it wasn't full pieces of bacon.
Man, speaking of pizza, I had the two best pizzas I've ever had in my life.
Oh yeah.
Let's book this into this one place for Saturday night called Parcel Pizza in Winnipeg. And then Rihanna booked us at another pizza place on Friday. Just kind of happened that way. So whatever, I figured I could maybe get some pasta, but nope, just pizza. But the stuffed peppers at Parcel Pizza, probably top 3 best things I've ever eaten in my life.
Wow.
Kind of jalapenos or
no, like peppers, like green, yellow, and red peppers. So
some
good.
cream
What were they
cheese.
stuffed with?
Some cream cheese, some rice, and then they had like 2 different like sauces on them, like aioli drizzle and something else, and then like some cheese. It was just amazing. Oh, some like hot honey. Have you guys ever had like spicy honey on anything?
Oh yeah.
Fucking unreal.
I mean, it's pretty easy to make too, right? You just get some honey and some hot sauce and mix it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that too, Drums. I just love the combination of flavor, the sweet and the spicy.
That's what I get from Smitty's. Hot and honey wings.
Yeah, that's sick. Electric honey too, I think they are.
Yeah, electric honey's good.
Yeah.
Lemon pepper and honey. Okay.
Sorry, one more thing while we're on food here. Me and Dad had lunch today at the Rossburn Hotel, the Oasis. Had a bacon cheeseburger and fries, and I still feel full from that, and it was 9 hours ago. The burger was probably this thick, like a single patty. It was phenomenal.
Okay.
Nothing better than a good home burger.
Yeah, those small town hotel
Diners.
burgers are unbelievable.
Yeah, we had beer, clam, and some burgers and fries, and it was amazing.
That is pretty unreal.
Okay,
That's why
to stay on food for one more thought. Have you guys seen McDonald's has Big Mac with chicken?
Chicken, yeah.
Disgusting. Don't do it. Yeah.
Is it?
So gross. And I took your advice and had like the breakfast one. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
But this Big Mac chicken, it's not the one.
I had McDonald's on the weekend and I ate one bite and then I did make it through the rest of it.
Yeah, that's usually how McDonald's goes for me too.
What's your guys' favorite burgers of all time? Like it could be a rink, it could be a restaurant. People in the chat too, if you're listening and have fingers. What's the best burger? Like if you had to get one burger before you died, before you passed away, you don't get to choose what your meal is. It's a burger, but you get to choose where it's coming from.
A-and-W.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like Teen?
No, Papa.
Oh, Papa. You would say Papa.
Papa
Because
with
you're a
cheese?
dad now?
No, this has
I
been
think
forever.
I think I'd probably get a chicken flamethrower.
From DQ?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Their chicken is solid. I don't know that I've ever
Like,
had it on a flamethrower, though. I think I've only
only
had
in
beef.
Nipawa.
Dolphin's
Like the
good.
burgers. Do you guys have a DQ?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Go
But
home
like
once in a while, Drums.
the one in Brandon does not compare to Nipawa.
No.
That's
Nipo, I
kind
think,
of
is the
weird,
best in
eh?
the province.
It's so weird how good it is.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I would agree with you there, Drums. I don't know why it is because they'd be using all the exact same ingredients. I would think.
Yeah.
Nipo's BITP, best in the province.
Maybe Nipawa has been around so long that they've just kind of like gathered a few different secret ingredients and they don't really tell anybody about it. It's just kind of
Yeah, maybe they chuck an extra spice or something in there.
yeah. Whereas
What's
like
yours, Jor?
mine's same as Barrett. Five Guys without a doubt. Like when I get Five Guys every time I'm in Regina. What?
I just figured out mine. Go ahead.
But
Next time.
Excited.
well, that's what you want. You should be. I literally eat some fries and then I take my time. Like I'm a slow eater to begin with, but I take my time. And like the last few bites of the burger, I just like it almost gets sad because I know that it's just about to end. And but I just get the little bacon cheeseburger. It's got I put jalapenos, lettuce, hot sauce, ketchup, mustard, bacon, obviously, and then the Cajun fries as well. Whew. And sometimes a milkshake. Sorry, Red, you go ahead.
Fuddruckers.
The hell's that?
Have you ever been to Fuddruckers in Regina?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my god, it's like a you get the burger and then it's like a buffet of toppings and you just walk around and load on whatever you want on it. And there's so much shit there. It's
Still
like
open?
the best. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, it's on Victoria. We used to go there when we went to Saskatoon to play. We'd stop in at Fuddruckers after the game. And like
Like you make it
all
yourself?
the boys, yeah, all the boys couldn't even think about the game in the third period because we were so fired up for Fuddrucks after the game. 2 points for Fuddrucks. That's what we used to say.
That's sick.
Okay, I got to tell you guys about this.
Drink in
It's a betting
Saskatchewan.
story.
Yeah. We said that we are gonna have 100% golf tonight, and we're half hour in, and we've been talking about fucking burgers. Barrett said Five Guys too, or Guy Ferrari's in Las Vegas. Ferrari must have a good burger. He looked like he'd have a good burger.
I'm done trying to tell you this fucking story. I've said okay like 8 times. It's all good. We'll talk about burgers.
Okay,
go.
Okay, so I had this bet on Gonzaga in that March Madness. I actually had 3 different bets on them. I won one of them because they won, but then I also had a 4.5 spread and a 5.5 spread. So they were up. The guy had 2 free throws with 0.7 seconds left. And if he made them both, I covered the 5.5 spread. And he made them both. So I was going to win all 3 bets for like quite a bit of cash. And when Sparrow listens to this, he's going to be dying because he's been sending me videos all week of what happened. So they go up by 6 with 0.7 seconds left. The guy inbounds it. And until you pick up the ball in basketball, the clock doesn't start. So he inbounds it, and he's pushing it along the court all the way down, letting it roll, and none of the Gonzaga guys give a shit because it's March Madness and they already won the game. So this guy's pushing it, and then he picks it up like between the half court line and the 3-point line, and picks it up and just lobs up a 3 and makes it. So Gonzaga wins by 3, and I lose 2 of the big bets that I made. And I was watching it live, and I'm like,
Really?
what just happened? Like, no, they could have, like, Gonzaga could have just walked. There was guys all around the ball. They could have just walked up and grabbed the ball, and it was game over. But this guy literally rolled it all the way down and then picks it up and shoots it from way out, and it just swish, like, right at the end of the game, and Gonzaga's still cheering. And it's like, I guess the internet just blew up because it cost, like, so many people their tickets. Like, I have a video of it here, but it's so low quality that
Yeah.
Like,
What?
can we
Of the
see
game.
this?
No, we
Yeah.
can't see it.
Look, he's rolling it ahead and then just lobs it up and makes it like.
I caught the highlights of, or no, I guess it was the end of we were watching the end of a game, and the team won, and the coach starts going absolutely ballistic. He's like pumping up his crowd and everything, takes his tarp off, and he's like whirling his shirt around. How would you feel about your coach doing that?
I don't know. He was probably a big upset.
That's completely offside no matter what.
I would
As a
love
coach.
that.
I kind of like shit like that.
Yeah. What's
too.
the harm?
If you take your tarp off as a coach in hockey and you're pumping your crowd up, you're a loser.
You're a loser. Hey, what happened? Rip said he was going to try to make Drums pout all day yesterday, and then they lay a beat down on the Leafs last night, 7-2.
Absolute beatdown.
He said suck at Drums after the game.
Yeah,
Did he?
suck it down.
Motherfucker. And he played good.
Mm-hmm.
So he did his part.
Yeah. Sandman had 2 goals last night, too.
I saw that.
It's a good day for the Manitoba boys.
Good to see. Good to see.
Okay, let's get back to golf because we promised the fans lots of golf.
We got some golf here. So the last couple of weeks or longer, actually, the last 2 months probably, we've been doing just a reminder, I guess, on Instagram of our podcast coming on tonight. We show a local golf course, a hole from the course, and the first person who guesses the course and the hole gets some sats from King Golf. Excuse me. But we ran out of pictures. No, we didn't. But we thought we'd mix things up a little bit. And so we threw out the question there of what are you most excited about for the summer 2023 in terms of golf? This could be a tournament, new gear, an event, anything. And so I said that we were going to do we're going to pick one random response, and that was going to be the winner of tonight's sats. And so instead of like picking and choosing who wins, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to read the responses and you guys get to pick one and then I'll tell you who it is after. And then that's who will win the contest. All right. Okay. You guys have to unanimously decide though. And if you can't, we'll send sets to both. So the first response is tournaments, always the best part of the year. Second one, the men's amateur at Oak Island for the first time with hard eyes. Breezy Point Resort in Minnesota, Brainerd. Golf trip. Number 4, Breaking 100. And this is from a golf pro, Breaking 100. Number 5, a golf trip to Candle Lake, Saskatchewan. All you can golf with cabin rental. Might be.
Why we never heard of this?
Yeah, might be Googling that later on tonight. So that's Candle Lake, Saskatchewan. All you can golf with a cabin rental.
We were going to go there a few years ago because you could fish there too. And Dan was going to fly us there, but he could only fit 3 guys, like including himself, to go. So it kind of.
Yeah. He's a bigger plane.
How far? Like, where is this?
North of PA, I believe.
Ooh, really?
Like out kind of by Waskesiu, like in that area. I'm pretty sure. Maybe further towards us, though. It might be further east.
Elk Ridge, too? Is it Elk Ridge?
Yeah, but it might be. I think it's closer to us. Maybe.
Number 6 or 7, whatever this is. The mustache innovational. I think it's supposed to say invitational. So the mustache
sure it's supposed to say mustache now.
The mustache innovational. Next one. New gear. I'm just starting to get into golf and there's so many cute outfits. 2 fire emojis.
I have a strong feeling of who that one is.
Mm-hmm.
The next one. Going back to back in the PMGL. Going back to back in the Prairie Mountain Golf League.
Drums, do you think that one rhymed with midget?
Yes.
And the last one here. Golf dates with my haughty golf teacher.
I know who that one came from too.
Okay, so you guys got to pick one.
Brainerd.
Okay, drums or Reggie?
I'm torn between those two, Candle Lake and Brainerd, and the amateur at Oak Island.
Got to pick
I don't know
one.
the back-to-backs too.
Yeah, you have to go Brainerd. That place has produced nothing but memories for the boys. We've had some crazy times there.
All right, nice work, boys. Well, the good news is that the person who wrote that is possibly watching still. He's been in the chat tonight. So Barrett, congratulations. You're a proud owner of some Bitcoin. Good
Like we
answering
knew
there,
it.
boys. Yeah, like you knew what you were doing almost.
Hey, who was the last one?
East.
Last one was Bridge.
I figured.
And the other one was Stephanie Renee.
I thought for sure that was Bridge.
No, Bridge said golf dates with my hottie golf teacher. Bridge, if you're watching right now, thank you. I did not have any influence in that response.
You wrote it.
Or unless she has a different golf teacher too. That's a totally different conspiracy there. But
yeah, could be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she has
it has to
golf
be.
teacher in the Giant. What's that, drums?
It has to be.
Yeah. You think so anyway. So congrats, Barrett. You're the proud owner of possibly your first Bitcoin. This might be Barrett's stepping stone into the 88 sats. He's going to get a few sats. He's going to start paying attention to the price. He's going to see.
He gets one Bitcoin?
Yeah. Congratulations, Barrett.
Wow.
One Bitcoin.
Okay, boys. It's your turn. What are you most looking forward to, Jor?
I'm most looking forward to just being on the golf course in the daytime, in the morning, in the nighttime, anytime I want to here across the street. I have a membership, gonna have a membership for sure. And I'm gonna actually make an effort this summer to practice more. That's my number one goal. And I'm gonna put a focus on my putting and my short game because I've kind of let it not drift too far, but I put a strong emphasis on my driver and my longer game in the last couple of years. But I think that I'm going the wrong direction with that. So I want to bring things back. Reggie, we always used to be out on the course here as kids, hitting from 100 yards and in. And I think that it helped us a lot in terms of our short game. So I want to get back there. And of course, the King Cup, possibly PEI at the end of summer too. Flights got canceled the other day though, but
we'll be going.
Yeah, we'll be going. Drums?
Somewhat similar. Like I don't want to like give a bouncy answer and say just being out on the golf course, but
like I did.
Yeah, besides the possibility of a couple bachelor parties, which those will be phenomenal as usual. Similar. I want to actually like take practicing a little more serious this year and kind of get my shit figured out. I've always been like that. If I could figure out one aspect of my game, I would be a hell of a lot better. So I'm just going to try and shore that up. And I'm excited about doing that. Like, even if it's I'm not getting to golf as much as I'd like to, I would still like to take the range sessions pretty, actually a lot more serious than I usually do.
Nice. Are you going to hire help or are you just going to figure it out on your own?
I might hire help this year. I'm going to see how it goes off the hop here. I'm excited. I don't know why this tip, and it was probably a couple of weeks ago now, where we were talking about instead of hitting the draw, try hitting the fade to see if that straightens shit out. I don't know why that's never, ever crossed my mind. So I'm very eager to get going on that, and I'll see. If I need help, I'm definitely going to seek it out this year.
Love that. Reggie?
I'm probably honestly in like the best mental spot that I've ever been in golf going into this year. I've been doing lots of reading. I've been doing lots of just trying to find tips for this show. So I've been doing lots of reading myself, mental game. And I've started to read that book, that 4 Foundations of Golf. Holy shit.
Is it good?
Unbelievable. Every time I read it, I just want to like go out into the backyard and start hitting balls. Like, I'm so fired up for it, and it's like such a good book. And yeah, I want to put more. We got robbed last year, right? I mean, started to golf in May, was golfing good, and then the entire month of June it rained every single day,
Yeah.
and it just felt like we
Brought
were
a bunch
chasing
of
it the rest
bugs
of the
too,
summer.
eh?
Hey,
It brought a bunch of bugs.
yeah, it was awful last year. So yeah, I honestly, I can't wait for the first tee shot of the day. I can't wait to golf that new driver. I just want to play golf again. And that book has taught me so many things about just the mental side of it already that I just can't wait to implement it on the course, I guess.
I've been playing the first 2 holes of Wheat City in my head for like 4 months because those are my absolute kryptonite. So I'm eager to step up and
Put it to the test.
yeah, I think I have a game plan, but we'll see.
Let's hear it.
No.
We'll tell our game plans the week before everything opens.
I'm pumped to get out there on day 1 of the golf league, man. That's a good day. The first night of golf league, hop in the car with Moosey, have like 10 beers that day, and head to OJ's after and do 0 work on Friday. That's what I'm looking forward to as well. That was an underrated part of the summer. And then it just kind of like you get into the motions there of the golf season and you miss a few, you kind of get out of the rhythm, but then playoffs come back again. And then we have the blue chair and we have all the other September tournaments going on. So I can't wait.
We were kind of screwed right off the hop there, right? With the weather and flooding situations. So it didn't really like get off to a hot start. We were playing different courses for the league.
Just never going to the rhythm.
Yeah, it was kind of midway through the season before we actually got into the Thursday night like schedule, I guess, really.
Right.
And the shit part about it, like I've talked about it on here before. I've talked about it on here. Like me and East always, like in May when the course opens, like say mid-April to May, before men's night actually starts, every night at the course is available. So like if we got nothing going on at home, we just buzz out for a 9 at like 6:30, and we actually walk quite a bit and play at the start of the year. And we didn't get to do that like at all last year because of the way everything went.
Yeah, it's tough to walk when it's soggy, eh?
And it's just we never could get out because it was always raining.
Yeah.
Okay, what are your look at a calendar? What are your predictions for your first round? What date? What date you putting?
Well, the Masters is in 15 days.
Yes, sir.
It's usually not too far after the Masters. Like on a decent year, like it seems like there's nothing crazy happening this year. But I mean, we still could get a dump. Woke up this morning and there was hoard frost on the trees.
Yeah, we got
Don't know
snow
what that
last
means.
night.
Did you?
I want to say April 14th.
14th? Damn. That's in fucking 3 weeks, guy.
Yeah. I'm not saying my first round at Gilbert. I'm saying my first round will be that time.
I was going to say the 6th. May 6th.
May 6th. Oh, no, it'll be way before that, Drummy.
You think so?
Once it starts going, it'll go quick.
We're planning a Golf League Ryder Cup spring fling out at Shiloh for the first couple days as it opens. So, Reggie, you might get the invite there. We'll see.
I don't do well at that course.
I might move it a week.
Drake.
Yeah, go up to the 29th, something like that. But yeah.
Drake says April 26th. I think this is the Drake. Drizzy, I think this is the Drake that I was hanging with on the weekend. He's the Proud. Is that his last name, Zimmerman? I never even asked.
Yeah.
I know his first name's Drake though. But he's the guy from the Golf Highway. He's got a really good Instagram account. If you have some time, check it out. He's got some really cool videos on there. He does kind of course blogs and stuff. And I had a really good chat with him. He's going to be, hopefully he gets signed up with the 88 Sats. He seemed pretty interested in it. So I wasn't selling him either. I wasn't sitting there hammered in the dressing room selling people on it. He asked me about it and answered some questions, and he was pretty pumped about it. Yep, confirmed. That is him, the Golf Highway. So check him out. Give him a follow. He's a good guy. He's a heck of a guy, actually. Pretty good hockey player, too. And he's a lefty.
Where's he from?
He lives in Brandon.
Nice.
He's from up way up north.
Up there.
Thompson. I couldn't think of the name. Thompson. But
they
he's
said
done
Compton.
yeah, Drake, straight out of Compton, baby. I'm pretty sure his account is just Golf Highway. So check him out on the Instagram. He's good shit. Let's move on to what else? What are we doing tonight? Oh, the do's and don'ts for the year. Did you guys come up with a few to chat about? I know that we've
Couple. I thought when you said it was for like new people coming into the game.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, they're kind of two in the same. Some people just need a reminder once in a while of
Sure.
the etiquette. So we've done this a couple times on the Kingdom, and I don't know. It's always just good to keep this stuff at the top of your mind, even if you know it. It's just good to. It's same as anything, right? So
Yeah, I think we do this kind of at this time every year. This is our third golf season.
120 episodes, baby,
Oof.
and we're
It's
just
messed
getting
up.
started. The best is
Quite
yet to
messed
come.
up.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Say
Are we
something.
just spitting or what?
Yeah, I mean, I would say we'll just kind of rotate. I got 4 or 5 here that I want to talk about. So I came up with a couple more because I figured we'd have some duplicates. So just fire up and we'll chat about it, and we'll just go in a circle here,
Okay,
clockwise.
I was gonna say first one for me was keep it as simple as possible. Aim for greens. Don't try too many tee shots that you know you shouldn't actually do. Aim for the widest part of the fairway, and whatever club that takes you to, go with that.
And most holes you can kind of tell where that is, right? From the tee.
Yeah.
Some holes you can't.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a course management tip then, eh, Drummy?
Yeah.
In a way.
So, do you mean dues like to be a guy people want to golf with, or dues to succeed in golf?
Both.
Both.
I got a bit of both myself.
I guess what we talk about quite often on here might be there might be some new listeners, but like if you're gonna take your time while other guys are going. Like if you're gonna take so long to read your putt, kind of don't walk behind somebody while they're putting, but take a look at the angles while everything else is going on the greens. Don't wait for everybody to putt out and then look at it from all 4 angles and take 5 more minutes to putt. Like you
Right.
literally just had 5 to 10 minutes to do that. Now you're gonna hold everybody up for a meaningless 12-foot putt. Just I don't know. Yeah, pre-read it
double.
exactly, Drake. Yeah.
Pre-read. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good tip, Reggie. You kind of snagged one of mine in there by accident, but we'll let her slip. Hank or Frank or Tank?
Who do you think?
Hank,
East.
man. So my first one here is arrive early, and this is something you laugh, but I've been doing a lot better at this through the years. I was horrible
No,
at it for
I'm
the
like
majority
you've
of my life.
pointed out. I'm now taking over that title.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
So this one's CC drums. But not only like because at Wheat City there's a putting green. There's no range, so you can't really do too much. But it's not so much about getting a good warm up in. To me, it's all about the I guess a rhythm. Like I honestly believe that the first hour before your round of golf will dictate how you play during that round. And so if you show up to the course and you're walking really fast and in a rush and kind of stressed out, your entire rounds, you're going to be quick. You're going to be swinging fast. You're going to set the tone for your entire round because of that. Whereas if you arrive early, you're walking slow, you're blinking slow, as Tiger famously does when he's playing in the zone, you just have like a different demeanor about yourself. And I think that really impacts how you swing. And you don't want to be quick, especially for me. Like I struggled a lot with being quick and duck hooking it. And so you get into that rhythm of just like, I really think that right before the round sets your tone of how the entire round will be. So you don't have to be there 2 hours early, but show up at least like 15, 20 minutes and really focus on not only being there early, but like walking slow and just kind of, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but you know what I mean.
Relax.
I used to play
Relax.
Thursdays at Gilbert. Thursdays a 9-hole. And when I worked at like the whatever it was, the green team or whatever it was that one summer, I could start as early as I wanted, so I'd be done at like 3. And I'd just cruise out there, and we'd even get like 9 holes in before. And then I really enjoyed it because I could actually play good in those 9 holes. But then I worked at Cooley's the next summer, and I worked till 6, and it started at 6:30, and like just absolutely rushing every single day to get out there to play 9 holes, and then you finally wind down, and it's like the 5th hole of the day already, and the round's over with.
Yeah,
That's
what
exactly what you mean, right?
Yeah, because
give yourself a little bit of time to de-stress from the day you just had.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I was this season too. It was I worked till 5, so yeah, I can peace out 5:15 or whatever, or 1:45 if needed. But we tried to make our tee times like 10 after or whatever. So I was literally from work as fast as I could to the golf course on the tee box, and we're going. So I'm not kind of chilled out till I get 4 or 5 drinks and couple others, and the round's basically over, right?
It's true. Like exactly.
Well,
it's not over, but your score is essentially over, right? It's hard to come back from that.
Yeah, completely fucked at that point.
Yeah. Before Drum says his next one here, if you're listening live right now, let us know kind of if you have any ideas in terms of things that you don't like on the course, things you're going to be focusing on this summer, some ideas you picked up over the off season, anything that you believe would bring value to any other golfer, let us know, and we'll bring it up on screen here and maybe chat about it. We'll see. But Drums, what do you got next?
So again, this one was more for new people into golf. Use clubs you're comfortable with on the course. So if you're somebody that is newer to the game, and let's say you hit your 7-iron very good, where you might not hit a 5-iron very well, keep the practice for the 5-iron in more for the keep it in your bag and keep it more for the range where you can actually get practice done. Again, that's more like an etiquette thing as well, and a thing I think that will help your confidence on the course. Yeah, maybe you're not going to hit the correct yardage, but even if you hit like a good shot, that's going to help you mentally more than trying to hit a club that you just physically can't at that point for whatever reason. I just think of Liz is starting to get more into the game as both of your ladies are as well, and she's got a set that it's like kind of like a half set, right, where it's your 7-iron, 5-iron, a hybrid driver, that type of thing. And she's like, "Well, I don't have a 4-iron." I'm like, "Well, you literally don't need one. Like, just hit this one because you hit it good. Why try to hit something that you can't?" And it will also go for myself. Like, I know I can't hit like a 3-iron or something like that. So that's where I just stick with the hybrid. If I'm a little short or whatever the case is, it is what it is. But the feeling of hitting a better shot probably does more for you than hitting a bad shot in that instance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Bridge would say the same. She loves, I think it's her 8-iron. And she can honestly hit her 8-iron as far as her 5-iron. And I don't know, it's really a skill thing. I think it's honestly just because she likes hitting her 8-iron more, and she hates hitting other clubs. So it's good for confidence, and it just makes things all around more fun. So you can learn kind of slowly, but don't try to do too much at once, right? Like, don't hit your 5-iron and then your 4-iron and then a 3-wood on the course. Like, mix it in once in a while if you want to, but stick to clubs that you're good with.
Yeah. It just slipped my mind here.
What you're going to talk about?
Did you have a stroke?
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Hey, did I have a stroke? It felt like it for a second.
I might be, because I just smell burning in the house, and I'm asking Liz if she's doing like laundry, but I don't know what the fuck's going on here. So
I just blew up just now on Hank. I was on mute for about 3 minutes because he was just going absolutely bonkers here. So I got East to come down and grab him. But so the next one here, I guess, would be just like it's a type of manager expectations, but let's be like, none of us are good enough to get mad on the golf course. And if you're playing in a men's night round with somebody and somebody's spending their entire night out there for 4 hours with you, just be pleasant to golf with. Don't be a dickhead. Don't be banging clubs. Don't be like yelling. Just, I don't know. I get so tired of golfing with people who hit shots that they should hit with their handicaps and get so mad about hitting them, but that's why their handicap is that way and that's their caliber of golf, but they lose their mind anyways. I don't know.
What fixes that?
Just
Therapy.
Just realize you're on a golf course, like, and you're never gonna make any money from golf. Just enjoy it. Like, Christ, you're drinking beers. It's plus 30. Who cares?
I'm bad at that. I usually try to keep it more like in the cart. I'm motherfucking myself for.
Yeah, you don't do it. You used
yards.
to do it all the time, but you don't anymore at all.
Not like at a severe rate.
And I feel like this podcast has helped that, right?
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. Internally, I'm still like,
yeah, you can internally though.
Flames are going.
Well, what was that stroke saver you had a couple weeks ago, Reggie, from Tiger? His tip on that?
10-yard rule?
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
What was it again?
You can be as mad as you want until you get 10 yards from where you hit the shot.
Then you got to drop it.
Just let it go.
So can you, technically speaking, could you snap every one of your clubs as long as you do it within the first 10 yards?
Yeah, I guess so. Then you would be able to hit the next shot.
And run them over on the cart. Yeah, I mean, you just play a lot better too, I think, when you're having fun because you're looser, you're smiling. Everything's better when you're just like having a good time instead of shitting on yourself.
But it's also so hard to play a good round when somebody's in the group losing their mind.
And really awkward too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like
very awkward.
You kind of just laugh, but also you don't want to laugh because it's kind of a dick move, but I mean, I'm not gonna like console him and say, "Are you okay?" Like, no, grow the fuck up. Like, let's get going here. Who cares?
But I mean, part of that too, just from being like the shittier golfer in a group, we're trying to play like up to your level. Maybe we're not able to do that.
Yeah, that's probably
so
part of it too.
The frustration of that definitely goes. Like it can boil over, and that's like a lot of what that causes to.
For sure. Yeah, that's a good point. So what do you do with that then? I don't know.
You like, again, that's got to be a you thing. Like you just got to be comfortable with what caliber you are.
Well, and on the flip side of that too is like, get out and do some fucking work. Like if you're shitty,
like if that's what you want.
Exactly. If that's what you want, and that's what it usually is, or it's guys with really big egos and they think that they should just be good as other people, even though they haven't put in the time, they haven't put in the work. And it's not a lot of work. It's just like you can't show up to the course once a week after a 9-to-5 job and expect to shoot even par. And that's the only time you pick up a golf club that week. It's just not realistic at all.
Or even just be better than last week.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You've done nothing to improve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you can't get to the range, at least like watch some videos or read some books or do something. Don't just expect
chip in the backyard. Something.
Exactly. So yeah, I know. That's a good one. Reggie. Oh no, that was you, Reggie. I'm up. I think my next one here. This is more of an etiquette thing. And this is for either men's night or a tournament of some sort. But I think that the best thing that you can do is communicate with your playing partners. And if you don't know a rule or if you're unsure about something, just ask them about it instead of like making assumptions, because they might not give a shit. And you could be playing out of a horrible lie because you're worried to ask them, for one. Or you just go ahead and move it and assume that just because it's Thursday night golf league, nobody cares. And they might not say anything, but they're always going to think about you differently after that. It's a way of cheating. And whether there's harm meant by it or not, it doesn't really matter. They're going to look at you like that. So the best thing that you can do is just say, "Hey, can you come here for a sec? Can you look at this?" and just get their
Mhm.
opinion on it. I would say 98% of guys you golf with, especially in a men's league or even like a amateur golf event, they're not going to care. There's going to be 2 or 3% of dickheads out there. Like the guy I played against the Tamarack, and he called me on a stroke for not moving my ball back after marking it. Like he asked me to move it after, so it wasn't in his way, and I didn't move it back, and he called me on 2 strokes for that. But that's like a 2 to 3% of golfers.
Yeah, like 99% of it. I would say 100% of the time when somebody asks me and dad something, we're like, they don't even want to move it or like get relief from somewhere. I'm like, you don't need to break your club
Exactly.
for
That's
Tuesday night
exactly what I
match. Who
mean.
gives a
Exactly.
shit?
And I think
But
that that's a really underappreciated aspect of golf is because guys are either too scared to do it or they're just like don't care about the rules of golf and just go ahead and do it. So the best thing that you can do is just ask because you might be hitting it out of a ditch or you might be hitting it off of rocks or on a route and your playing opponents probably won't give a shit, but just ask them about it, right? I think that that's
Yeah.
the main thing is just ask.
Don't just assume and go ahead, even though the answer is going to be the same.
Right. And I mean, but then at least you put the ball back in their court, right? If they're going to
For
go
sure.
ahead and say no, you can't do that, then they're the dickheads. If you just go ahead and do it, you're the dickhead. Yeah. So that's mine. Drummy, what's next?
It kind of piggybacks on yours a bit, but gimmies are gimmies. They're not take me's.
Yeah, that's a really hot. That's a stick. That's a tough one. Don't know why.
Depending the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like if us three were out and we're in a foot, I'd be comfortable grabbing my putt. But if you're in a match or something like that, it is not yours to take until it is given.
And there are guys that just do that, hey?
And it doesn't really even bug me when they do it at like a certain distance, but at the same time, definition wise, that's not what just took place.
do you know what I think is like one of the biggest mental struggles for golfers, myself included, and I really want to work on it this summer, like majorly work on it, is that like it's a gimme for a reason. Like you should make it all the time. And like I want to get it in my head that I don't want to hit a putt and expect the other guy to say that's good. Like I want to expect it. I want to brainwash myself so hard that I want to expect to putt absolutely everything. And then if I get a gimme, it's a bonus. Because there's so many times you're like, and we're all guilty of it. You hit a putt and you're like 2.5 feet and you're like,
You're not fucking
you go
giving
mark it and you're kind of like, is he actually not going to give this to me?
slow walking to
Right.
mark it, just taking your time marking it, looking
But
at the
like,
guy like, huh?
you
See
should
this?
make it every time. But then the only thing stopping you from making that putt is you get in your own head thinking, why am I putting this? And then you get all frustrated. But really, that's the name of golf is like you should be putting that anyway. So if someone gives it to you, it should just be a bonus. It shouldn't be an expectation.
Here,
But it's become an expectation.
so here's the question that I have. Where were gimmies even invented? Like, what is the point of them?
Yeah, I think just to speed up time, probably so everybody's not putting the 2-footers.
I guess, like instead of marking it and putting it
Yeah.
and lining up and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But like true gimmies are like a grip length? Like
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't have to do that. How speaking of that, I don't think we ever talked about the Kitayama. He almost made that like 50-footer for it just stayed like a not even a millimeter short, and he walked up and marked that. That was actually pretty entertaining.
Hilarious.
But like, I don't know. I just feel like if you just walk up and putt it, if it's within a grip, like you're not going to miss that, right? And I don't know that you need to be giving gimmies outside of that. And there's just too much subjectiveness to it for me, for my liking. There's just it's a weird part of golf.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird because like one round you'll be playing somebody and they might give you like shit like it's like a 5-footer and you're like, are you sure? Oh yeah, no worries. And then the next guy, it's a foot and in. So like Reg said, I think you just have to go into it mentally prepared that you're putting everything, and if you can get to that point,
you have to.
you'll be a lot
do
more
that.
successful with it.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call.
Pumpkin Swag TTV. I seen this one come up online this weekend somewhere. But he says, "What's the call on someone giving a gimme? They decided to still putt and miss the putt."
I mean,
do you know like what the rule actually is on that?
No.
Yeah, it's conceded. So you can like, if it was in the match play is the only time that you can practice on the greens after. Like if it's a stroke play tournament, you can't drop a ball down and hit another putt because technically each putt that you hit after is a stroke.
It's a cunt move.
Yeah. Yeah, it is really.
I shouldn't have said that word, but yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Who cares? It is.
I mean, I feel like that's the worst like word out there, but it's also like still you can say it. Like it doesn't really offend a certain segment of the population, right? Like it hasn't been.
I can take us off the rails here if we want to get into words, but
yeah, no, we'll just leave it there. We'll leave it with the see you next Tuesday. But my opinion on that is like if somebody gives you a putt, just pick it up.
Yeah.
Right? Like
if you're wanting to practice, like practice then. Like don't like grab the ball, take it elsewhere type thing, like putt to your marker or something, like throw a marker down, I guess, if that's what you're trying to do.
That's a tough question, but it always pisses me off because you give somebody a gimme to get them out of there to speed things up.
And then they still
they putt it, they miss it, and then they trample all over around the hole and stick hand around with it.
And then you like the whole group has to have that weird interaction. Well, you missed it. Everybody says the same thing every time.
Mm-hmm.
Just get in the car.
Yeah. Exactly.
I got an interesting one that I've never brought up on here before, and it just popped up to me while we were talking about this. This is a don't be the guy that if you're having a good round and somebody is out of the hole and they can see the hole in match play, don't have a 20-footer and pick it up and then tell people what you shot after the round and take that as a par. When you had a 20-footer to say par, but the other guys are already out of the hole.
That happened a lot.
Like, oh, there's so many guys like, oh, my handicap's gone down by 4. Okay, well, because you don't putt anything. If your partner's already in the hole, you just pick up and then you take that score. Like, that's not what you got. You were in the bunker shooting for a par and you just gave yourself a par. It's like, what are you doing right now? That's not what you shot. And there's so many people that do that.
But you also don't know if they would have missed it or made it, right? So technically speaking,
my suggestion is if you're having a good round, putt everything out. Because the whole round's taken.
But then why gimmies?
Or don't take credit for what you're shooting.
I think that's a better way to do it. And at the same time, it's like any score you hear at the Tamarack, somebody ends up in like the 6th flight and they're like, oh, I had to wait until match play before I could shoot -1. Well, yeah, maybe you did. Like there is a factor in the sense like you were talking about earlier, Reggie, where like you're more loose and you play it hole by hole. So there is a little bit of that, but also, yeah, you're not finishing every hole if you're winning holes or losing holes for that matter. So, yeah. No, I don't think anybody with a brain takes that with too much seriously, but my next one here is I'm trying to find the right one. And I'm going to go with this one because there's a few different ones that I have here, but the one that I want to focus on here, and I don't know who listens to this, what kind of animals we got in the chat or listening later, but treat the greens like gold, especially if you're a member at that course. Treat those greens like they're your front yard times 1,000. Do not ever, under any circumstances, leave anything on the greens, including sunflower seeds or any other type of debris. And even if you hit a bunker shot and some sand gets on the green, go fucking wipe it off. The golf course is not a playground. The greens are what make the course. And it's like the broken window theory. So in New York City, there was a bunch, like in the subway, it was a shithole. There was graffiti, all the windows were broken, and because of the environment, that's how everybody treated it. And as soon as they started fixing the broken windows and they started fixing things up, the environment changed, and all of a sudden everybody started treating it a little bit better because of the environment. And so you have the ability to be a part of creating that environment, and you should take every opportunity to do so. And not only you, but the people you're golfing with too. Just make it cool to look after the greens and the course. I saw somebody posted that people were driving skidoos on Kenosi today. And there's always going to be dipshits out there for sure, and you're not going to be able to change that. But just like go out of your way to, yes, TJ, he said greens are sacred. And they are. Fairways you can get around because you can at least move them a foot or two if you need to, get out of a divot or get out of a rough spot. But greens have to be protected at all costs.
The proudest shit for me is when, like, I take East golfing and she's like got her own divot fixer and I'm putting, dicking around, she's going around the green fixing divots. It's like unreal, actually.
It's a big deal.
Every divot you fix, you get a birdie.
Really?
Well,
like
over a lifetime.
Well, I'm due then. I got a lot of goodwill. But to me, it's just like and the last thing I'll say about this is like, if you go to a new course and the greens are beat up and there's shit all over them, there's divot marks, they're rough. That person who played that round is going to go out and tell their friends. They might have a golf podcast. They might tell anybody listening to that. And anytime that whoever they're talking to hears that golf course, that's what they're going to think of. And they actually might choose a different golf course because of that. And if you want people coming to your course, if you want members, if you want investment and people playing your golf course, you have to look after it. It's not just up to the greens crew. You have to take responsibility for that as well. And even at other courses too. Like, don't just do this for your own home course. Like,
it takes like 2 seconds to fix a divot.
Yeah. So that's my last one there. Do you guys?
And I've said it before too. It's like a good feeling, like walking up to the green, fixing a divot, and then marking your ball. Like
you should be proud of that.
Yeah. There are times when you skid one over the green and you don't know you made a divot, and then you don't fix that. But when you fix yours, fix 2 more, and it's just crazy. People do that in Gilbert, and the greens are mint there.
It's just like I just had the word in my head, but almost like a mentality or mantra or whatever you want to call it. But just like try to leave things in better place than before you got there, right? Everything with greens especially, but in life too. Just try to leave things better than they were before you got there.
True.
You guys got any more? Yeah, let's do some segments. Especially in tournaments, that's when they get treated the worst. That's when they need to. Yeah. I mean, a big part of that, especially in like the scramble tournaments, is guys get too many beers in them and they just kind of get reckless. And I mean, you're not going to stop that probably. You can try, but that's kind of the emergency cleanup for the grounds crew the next day. But when it's happening like over and over again, that's when it's a little bit too much. Where should we start the seggies tonight?
I got a quick little quip that just came up in my head after the C word debacle that we went through here. Did you guys see this where the city of Regina, they kind of revamped their branding, I guess, in the past year? So like they were promoting it as the city that rhymes with fun. Like
way.
Yeah, they had like shirts made up and everything like that. So they recently got called out on it, and they're shifting their branding, I guess.
I didn't know
I thought that was
doing
hilarious. That. Yeah, like the city was officially like selling clothing saying Regina, the city that rhymes with fun.
That's actually amazing.
That's fucking phenomenal.
Good on them.
And I think it's not like a huge like there was a pushback, but I don't think they like gave in completely. Like I remember like the one quote that I don't know if it was the mayor or somebody, whatever, was everybody's just trying to have a little fun in a world where not a lot of fun is available. So everybody relax a little bit. And I was like, yeah,
that's a good line.
I'm
Like,
falling
really, who
more and
cares?
more in love with Saskatchewan by the day.
Me too, man.
Yeah,
Different
I don't know.
podcast,
It's
but
like we're
whatever.
brainwashed growing up, maybe because of the Rough Riders, that Saskatchewan's shitty, but Saskatchewan's actually unreal and like way more innovative than Manitoba is right now.
Yeah.
But whatever. It is what it is.
They've come a long way though in the last decade or so.
Mhm.
I don't know that it was always like that.
I think potash has a lot to do with it.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Anytime you have natural resources that you can invest back in your communities, but the people from Saskatchewan are also pretty good people there.
East just sent me a Snapchat. Hank was making all kinds of noise down here, so she actually has him locked in the bedroom upstairs, so he can't come down here.
Nice.
She said, "How much longer for the podcast? He's driving me crazy."
Probably 10 minutes. We got the segments here. We haven't done segments in the last couple weeks, so let's do them. What do we got here, Drummy? You want to start? Kick things off? What are you doing? You see this, or are you doing Culture Corner?
Amalgamation.
Okay, nice.
So Culture Corner, you see this little show recommendation from the Netflix. This is a sketch comedy show. It's been out for quite a while now. I was kind of hip to it late, and then me and Rob were talking about it a lot on the weekend. So got to make sure everybody else is hip to it as well. It's called I Think You Should Leave. If you start just YouTubing some of these sketches and stuff, this guy's unbelievable. Cast off of SNL, so he was a writer for SNL. Was trying to get like more involved with it. They wouldn't let him, so he pieced out, and then just ended up with his own show on Netflix. And like some of this shit is completely crazy. A couple good ones to check out. Brian's Hat is the sketch, and the other one is the Ghost Tours. So this guy he's quite offside, but just hilarious at the same time. And like he's just like a goofy looking dude. Very good, very funny. And I think the new season comes out end of May. And then the other one was I brought his name up probably a month ago or so. T-Pain dropped I guess it's an album or an EP, but it's called On Top of the Covers. 8 songs, and they're covers of songs. A couple of the songs that he did, actually, I'll probably run through them all here because some shit that you wouldn't expect T-Pain to do. Don't Stop Believing.
Nice.
Stay With Me, which is an absolute banger from him.
Who sings that?
Sam Smith.
What's it called?
Won't you stay with me?
Isn't Sam Smith the guy who dresses up like a...
Yeah, he's off the rails. Cape can sing though.
Yeah, true.
Tennessee Whiskey, That's Life.
Nice.
A change is gonna come, and then like one completely off the board was War Pigs, but the majority of these are really, really, really good covers and like just fun songs to like picture or watch T-Pain sing at the same time. It's good. No,
like
his "Don't Stop Believing" is pretty good. Like some of them,
checking that out tonight.
You can't like beat Journey or Tennessee Whiskey. You can't beat Chris Stapleton, but his versions and renditions are up there.
Is it auto-tune?
No, like there's some like War Pigs. Like, do you know what War Pigs is by Black Sabbath? There's some like whatever distortion and vocal shit that's in there if the song calls for it is, but for the most part it's auto-tuneless.
Really?
Yeah.
War Pig. I've heard some people be called a war pig before.
Or swamp pig.
Swamp donkey. Well, I mean, drums went peak what you can't say on a podcast. So I mean, pretty much anything after that.
I think there could be a lot worse said than what he said.
Well,
we're gonna be in the explicit category now.
Yeah, in the explicit category, not on the woke scale.
That's also not the first time I've said it, so we're good.
No, I don't think it is.
You said worse.
I don't think it's that bad of a word, really. It's just a
I don't
word. It's
either.
just a sound.
I called a few guys out on the weekend, and the team took note.
Just a sound.
Actually, it was one of Drake's teammates that I called a CUNT on the weekend, and deserved probably.
Probably deserved, yeah.
I do not apologize for that. So
what do you got, Chor?
Oh, mine tonight's a good one. It's about golf, actually. And the last couple of mine have been about golf. But this isn't a tip or anything. It's actually just something I highly recommend everybody who's listening to this podcast do. So I don't know how I stumbled across this. I think I was just scrolling on YouTube and I saw it. But for like the last couple weeks, I've been putting on the 2019 Masters final round. It's on YouTube. It's like 6 hours. And before I go to sleep every night, I put on the 2019 Masters, like when Tiger won. And I'm just out like this. Like even with the TV on, with all the light, it just like the Augusta, Jim Nantz, everything just like puts me to sleep instantly. But if you do feel like going to bed a little bit early, which I've been doing the last couple of nights and just like actually watching a little bit, there were so many storylines from that year that we kind of forget about because all we see is Tiger tapping in his putt and going and hugging Charlie. And that's kind of our main takeaway from it. But like there was so much stuff that was happening.
Well, Molinari went in the drink on 12, right? That was kind of the start of it all.
I'm not even on hole 12 yet. Like I'll literally put on the YouTube video and I'll catch like 2 of Tiger's shots and then I'm out. So it's taking me like 2 months to get to hole 12. I think I'm on hole 12 tonight. But what else?
He should have walked away with that tournament, actually, Molinari.
Yeah.
And he played good too. Like Molinari went 54 holes without a bogey at Augusta. And it wasn't until hole 10 on Sunday that he made a bogey.
Where's he been since?
Yeah.
Frankie. That was the end of Frankie.
He was what?
That's the end of Frankie.
Who's Frankie?
Molinari.
Francesco.
I thought you meant Tiger's head cover.
Head cover, Frank.
But it's honestly like we talk about golf movies on here all the time, like our favorite golf movies. We talk about golf documentaries. That you have 6 hours here of something that really happened, featuring Tiger Woods in his prime. Well, not prime, but like in his prime of the. I mean, there's some good golfers in that tournament, Drums. So it wasn't like
no. I'm just saying, like he hadn't done anything in years.
Yeah. But like he was in the zone, and you can see Tiger. Like if you watch him and listen to him, and you can tell how dialed he was. But it's like Poulter was in contention. Finau was in the final group. Like he was a young up and comer at the time, and he stuck with Tiger and like in the hunt on that. And they kind of talked about that in the documentary too. But like Brooks was in his prime. Xander was in the hunt, and Tiger actually hit a putt on the 9th hole that I've never thought about again or heard anybody talk about.
Oh, yeah.
It was 50 feet downhill, and he put it to like an inch.
Mm-hmm.
And the putt literally took 25 seconds from the time he hit it to the time it stopped. Like that was
a wild putt.
That's how delicate it was.
He's up on the top left shelf, eh? Yeah.
And Jim Nantz was like, it took him 50 seconds to get there, but I was like, there's no way that took 50. So I rewound it and actually timed it. And it was 25 seconds from when he hit it to when it stopped. And there's just, and it also gets you fired up for like the Masters, which is in 15 days. So I highly recommend anybody out there listening to this. It's on YouTube. You can find it. Just type in Final Round Masters 2019 and you can actually watch it. You don't have to fall asleep to it, but it's like the best golf you can watch.
Sorry, is it from the Masters? Like, is it the Masters account or is it just some random dude's account?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the Masters.
Okay. That makes it so much better too, because like the quality will be good.
Yeah, and there's no commercials. It's like the exact everything you want in golf, except a little bit better. But you already know what happens, so you don't have the suspense of it. But
can you walk through that course in your mind?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I can do most of the back nine.
Yeah, me too.
I could do the course.
Yeah, you were just talking about like the 9th hole. I can't picture it at all. But I can picture 10, 11, 12,
That's
13,
amen
14.
corner, right?
9's like
I can't do 15. Got 16 and 17 and 18.
9. The tee shot like goes down the hill and then uphill to the green, and the green's kind of up to the left, bunker in front.
What's 8 have water
There's
in
trees
front of
on
the green?
right. Like 8's a par 3, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just
we can do this all
watch
night.
the video.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
The account is the Masters. It has 8.1 million views. So there's 8.1 million people out there like me, or maybe like those are all mine from the last.
I would actually thought more.
Shots. Or people watched
Man,
it.
do you remember that tournament? I was bawling like a baby.
I had to go to Grandview right after. I couldn't even enjoy it.
Well, and like I was just so focused on like Tiger of it, and I never really cared about what else was happening. But if you look at that leaderboard, like the top 15 that year that Tiger beat out, it's nuts. Rahm was in there under Molinari. Brooks was at his prime. That was kind of when Brooks was like dominating every major, I think, at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You see Brooks was eating lunch with Trump today?
Instead of getting arrested, Trump's eating with Brooksy.
Okay, Reggie, finish out with stroke saver of the almost all golf edition of the Kingdom tonight.
Okay, so I actually had a screenshot on my phone that I was going to go over, and then I read that book for an hour before I came on this morning, and I found something in there. So it's called the 2/3 rule. And so it's just to simplify the game of golf, like into 3 different segments. And putting's not on there, which kind of surprised me, but it's just off the tee, the approach, and then 100 yards in. So those are 3 different aspects of your game. And he said he's played a lot of amateur golf, a lot of elite golf against a lot of good players, and he's never played around with somebody when the person played above average in all 3 of those categories. So he basically said, like, people have such high expectations when you go out, but like an above, like one of your best rounds ever, you're probably going to be 2 out of 3. So you're going to be good off the tee, good approach, and then not so good around the greens. And then he said your average round, you're usually 1 out of 3. So 1 out of those 3 is going good. So it helps you stay average. And he said that one of the things he's working on the most is to be more consistent and not have the 0 out of 3s, because he said the 0 out of 3s are the terrible rounds. So he said if you can eliminate those and just have at least 1 out of 3 going, then you're going to have a lot more average rounds to keep your rounds there. And then when you have the 2 out of 3s, that's when you're going to really excel. But if you can get rid of those 0 for 3s, that's what he said that's how he basically transformed his game too. So I thought, like, it's something that you don't really think about. Even when you're playing your absolute best, one of those is still off, and you think, oh, I could have had a better round if I would have been better off the tee.
Totally.
And usually
shift
it's one of
kind
those
of like
things
your
that's saving
focus
you.
accordingly.
Right.
Like if you know that, okay, well, I'm hitting putts good today. Like, let's make sure we're getting it within putting territory where I can drain them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was
Like
pretty cool.
Love
I
it.
thought it was a pretty cool outlook. He just said everybody expects to hit a fairway and then chuck a dart and make the putt, but he said in the best rounds, one of your 3 aspects isn't going to be going, and you're still going to have an above average round if 2 of those are above average for the day.
Yeah, and a lot of courses that we play, the approach shot and the 100-yard in would kind of be pretty close.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And it is
I thought
true.
It was really cool.
But you never really know. That's the thing. It's like you have to hit some bad ones before you know which third of your game is going to be shit today, or 2/3 of your game, or all thirds of your game are going to be shit today.
He just goes on to talk about how, like, it's just unbelievable how crazy people's expectations are, that they're pissed off if they don't hit a shot from 100 yards to inside 20 feet. And it's like he has 2 charts on, like, wedge shots from, like, different yardages, and then he has putting. Man, the putting if I show, I'll send you guys a picture of this putting chart at the end. I'll send it tonight. It's like, so professional golfers, like 3 feet, 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, and 20. And then it says professional scratch and then 20 plus handicaps. Like professional golfers are 50% from 8 feet. 50%. And yet if you put one to 12 feet, you're pissed if you don't make it. And like those guys make 50% of their 8-footers.
If you put it to 15, sometimes you're pissed off.
Yeah.
I also feel like that, like the golf media does a poor job. Not the producers, I shouldn't say, like the commentators.
He said that.
Yeah.
He said that, and you touched on it last week, Jor, that basically the expectations are so high because if you watch golf on TV, it's just a highlight reel. And you see the guys hitting at 350, and then you see a guy chucking a dart from 150, and then you see a guy dropping a 40-foot bomb. Like they don't show the guy that shot 77 and missed the cut.
Right.
You know, like they just don't.
Right.
And so people's expectations are so high because they see this highlight reel every week, week in and week out by the producers on Thursday and Friday.
It would be like watching McDavid and then trying to go to your rec tournament and pulling off the exact same shit he was doing the entire time. Like, you're not at his speed. You're not at his thought level. Relax.
Sorry, go ahead, sure.
No, I was just going to say, like, even talking about things like the Molinari stat of like 54 holes without a bogey. Like, the only reason I know that is because the producers and the commentators were talking about that. But it's like, yeah, that's impressive. But he was also at the Masters competing against Tiger Woods, still lost to him. And that's like, it just shows where he's at in terms of like, if you were able to go 54 holes without a bogey is nuts. That's a crazy stat. But if you're able to do that, you're playing in the Masters with Tiger Woods.
Well, he went like 64 holes at like a phenomenal clip, right?
Yeah.
Till 12, and then it went. But like the focus isn't that, or like how crazy that stat line is, because there's so many other stories above that.
Yeah, and
but like
and
that's an insane stat line.
It is nuts. And then, but when we're watching golf on Sunday, the commentators will be like, the leader hasn't missed a putt outside of 8 feet for 25 holes. Well, yeah, he's leading a PGA golf tournament. Like, this is the hottest streak he's ever been on in his life. He's leading the PGA tournament right now.
He's leading a major.
He's leading a major right now. So let's not compare ourselves to them, because I'm sitting on the couch and they're, it's a total, yeah.
And also drums, like, so what they do though, like, at least if you're watching NHL, like, you can see like the whole game, and you see that McDavid doesn't do that every time he touches the puck. But if you're watching PGA, you think that these guys do this every time they hit a shot.
Yeah,
they don't show the snap hooks because they do hit really shitty shots, but you'll never see those unless the guy's in contention.
And to be fair to like the broadcast and stuff, they're trying to put a
they have to do
TV program together, right? Like, they have to show you the highlights, they have to show you the good stuff. So I think in that gets lost some of, like what George said, like those stat lines. Maybe they're overlooked because, yeah, they'll mention it, but they don't like dive into how fucking insane that stat line is, because there's so much shit happening. Like, they're trying to cover 120 or whatever it is on a major, players playing all at the same time. So like, you got to pick and choose where it is. So you got to shoot them some bail a little bit, but.
Oh, definitely. He's not saying that they're doing it wrong. He's just saying that's why people's expectations are so far out of whack.
Yep.
Because that's all they see is highlights.
Yeah, and they don't talk about the fact that last week his percentage was 8% instead of 100%, and he missed the cut, and he didn't get paid, and he's a professional golfer. They just don't do. I don't feel like they do a good enough job. And Drums, you said that that's what people want. I don't know that that's what people want. I think that that's what they think that people want. But like the vibe that I get from us three and talking to other people as well, it's like I don't want to see that. I want to see golfers actually golfing and struggling and to get the whole story behind them, not just the highlight reel.
Fair. I think traditionally it's been that, where just to show me the highlights, give me the best players hitting the best shots, that type of thing. But now, like, where social media is focused, everything, we want to see more of who guys are and shit like that. I think the Netflix show will impact broadcast drastically. They'll have to get into the backstories of guys, because I think Netflix is going to push this like F1, so they're going to continue seasons. We don't want JT, we don't want Spieth every season, so they're going to have to come up with shit that they got to talk about. So I think that'll be part of broadcasting too.
Yeah, I agree. Jesus, we're at an hour 40 again. Holy smokes!
Again, yeah. and we thought we had nothing.
I also think that just maybe to close this out and then we can disappear here, but I also think that people themselves are, like, we talk about the expectations and all that kind of stuff. And I think that people just put too much of a focus on the negative parts of their game. Like, they went out and shot maybe 75 or 80 and it was a really good round from them. But when you talk to them about it, they focus on what they missed or what they could have done better instead of focusing on how well they played to shoot that score that they're talking about right now. It's like, yeah, I shot the best round of the summer, but I also could have done this a little bit better. It's like, no, like, you made this bomb from 50 feet. You chipped in on hole 8. You didn't miss a fairway the whole day. Like, you're not focusing on the right things here. And that goes back to a couple weeks ago when I was talking about Freddie Couples, and his pre-shot routine is nothing crazy. He just pictured the best shot he's ever hit in his life with that specific club, and that's what he thought about before he hit the ball. So it's just like shifting your mentality to be positive instead of focusing always on the negative. And I don't know where that comes from in everybody, but it's just the way it is. And I think that we have to be conscious, make a conscious effort to change that.
Yeah, there never
I
has
see it
been
as like a
around golf
societal
when you make
thing
everything.
where.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I see it as like a societal thing where you don't want to be the braggart, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you went out and shot 72 and we're at OJ's afterwards, I don't give a fuck how many birdies you made, whatever that case is. I want to hear the bad shots. And that's just what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to come in there because you don't want to be that person saying, hey, I played this well. This is how many good shots I hit. This is what I did on this hole. It was like, well, you know, like I played pretty good. I could have played better if I sunk a few more putts. Like, that's just how it is. And I don't know if you go far the other way on both sides of it, what that gains you.
True. And
I think you just need to be honest with yourself, and you're never going to make every shot that you think, and you just have to accept every round on how it was. You probably made some putts that you shouldn't have made. You probably got a good bounce off the trees, or you got a good bounce off the cart path on one hole that if it would have went the other way, you would have made a double there and your round would have been shit. But instead you focus that, oh, I had a 12-footer on 17 and I missed it. Okay, good. You made par. Like, that's what you're trying to do. No, exactly. Like, really, like, it's
for sure.
I don't know. And I'm guilty of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm guilty
for
of
sure.
it.
We all are. And we're not sitting here on our fucking soapboxes pretending that we're not guilty of this. It's just like, it's almost therapy in a sense that you talk about it, you think about it, you bring it to light, you're conscious of it, and then you try to change. And so, I mean, that's between us three talking here, and anybody listening in the chat, anybody listening to this afterwards. If you get anything from it, then it's a win for you, for yourself, for the game of golf, and for everybody. So, and it just, golf is such a microcosm of life in a sense that that's how everybody is. The grass is always greener. You always find the negative things instead of what you should be focused on, which is, yeah. So let's leave it there because we don't want to get too far off the philosopher fucking rails here either.
Yeah. Let's end it on that. Par on any hole is such an underrated score, and we'll shut her down on that.
That's true. That's so true because guys are almost sad to get a par, but it's
we were talking about that last week.
Perfectly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the goal. Like, you reached your goal. if you birdied, you exceeded it. Yeah, it's hilarious to like the mental side of it, but we know that.
It's a big
'Kay.
part.
Anyways,
That
boys,
was a good show tonight, boys. I'm glad. It seems like we're so close to summer now that we can actually start kind of talking about golf in a sense that we can almost do it. You know, like when you're talking about golf in December, it's so far away that you can't have the same feeling when you're talking about it. You're so far away from it. But we're like less than a month now, and I'm glad we had this chat tonight.
Yep, agreed.
Boom. Okay. We're out of here. I think we'll try to get this. I know last week we talked about a Friends at the Friends show. We'll try to do it. I think we just got to actually sit down and hash it out. But if you're wanting to, let us know. We'll make sure that you've got a good topic. We might just pick topics rather than people, but I think we'll figure that out at some point. And like we said, we're going to be amping up towards the golf season, roughly a month away. Let's get to it. So I guess that's it. We're out of here, boys. Love you. Later.
See you,
Peace.
fellas.
Love you, fellas.